أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Inshallah Azawajal, we're going to go through the lessons of waqf. Now, waqf means to stop. So, in the Quran, where should you stop the letters? How should you read them? Inshallah, we're going to learn them now as well. So, let's read the rule. Waqf, the meaning of waqf is to pause, i.e., stop, or whichever word waqf is to be done, and the voice as well as the breath on the last letter of that particular word. So, waqf means that you pause and you stop the breath and you stop the sound of the letter as well. If a zabar, zir, or a pesh, or two zabar or two pesh, khada zabar or an ulta pesh comes on the last letter of the word, then make that letter sakin. Yeah, so if you have any of these zabar, zir, pesh, do zabar, do zir, what you do is you make that letter sakin. The harakat will disappear. We're going to go into the inshallah the practical as well, don't worry. So when that is the case, you stop the word. If two zabar come on the last letter of the word, then pronounce it as an alif when doing waqf. So let me just go through this as well. So in this one, if a fatha, kasra, dhamma or pesh, or two pesh or two dhamma, or two khada zabar or ulta pesh come on the last letter of the word, then make that last letter sakin by doing waqf. So let's go and go through this here. Now, if you can see that on this one, the letter is sadiqina. Sadiqina. Now, this circle, it means end of an ayat. It's an end of a verse. So what you do is, instead of reading in sadiqina, we read sadiqin. Remember, the mud will be there. Mud, yeah, the mud will be there as well. Mad ariz, because after the ya madda, sukoon asli has come. Well, not a sukoon asli, but sukoon arzi has come. So what we do is sadiqin. Same one here. Instead of reading nadimina and stopping, we read nadimin. Yeah. So sukoon, mad will come there as well. Madde ariz. It's a temporary mad we're doing. So here, if you look at it, fihi. Now ta is also a letter of a letter means that we should stop here. So when we stop, what we do is we do fih. Yeah, again madde ariz. We take off the zir and we join all of them three together. The next one, shafataini. Shafataini. Now, if you can see, the next one is shafatain. What you have to do here, madde leen ariz. So madde leen ariz, because the ya is a letter of leen, because the letter before the ya is got zabar on. So ya is a leen, and then when you do sukoon here, when you stop here, you stretch it as well. Shafatain. Okay. Now here as well, if you can see, bil haqqi, then what is happening is that this qaf, if you stop here, you will read bil haqq. See, there's no zir or zabar on it now. The harakat has been taken away. Bil haqq. Okay. So today, inshallah azawajal, we're going to go through some of the rules of the signs of waqf in the Quran as well. Yeah. So these are some of the signs. Whenever there is a circle, this is the sign of waqf tam. It indicates the completion of a Quranic ayat. One should pause here. So whenever, for example, Alif Lam Mim Dhalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fihi Hudal Lil Muttaqin. Yeah, so what we do is the ayat is there, so we stop there. Then the meme, this means waqf lazim. One must pause here. So whenever you are reading the Quran, sometimes it is on top of the verse, a circle where it represents the ayat. It is sometimes on top of the verse as well. And we'll get some examples inshallah. But if you can learn these words, waqf lazim, so you must pause here. Then the next one is ta waqf mutlaq. It is better to pause here. Then you have the jim. This sign is waqf jaiz. It is better to pause here, but it is also permissible to carry on. The next one, this is the sign of waqf mujawwaz. It is permissible to pause here, but it is better to avoid the pause. Sad, when that appears in the middle of a verse, this is the sign of waqf murakhas. One should not pause here. And the lam, if the lam sign is present above the sign of an ayat, there is a difference of opinion whether to pause or not. But if a lam comes without the sign of an ayat, then what will happen is, then do not pause. Then do not pause. Again, when you do pause, now the other one is iyada, repetition. After doing waqf, reciting while joining the preceding text is called i'ada. I'ada means that when you read a word, yeah, what you do is you pause. So for example, if I'm reading the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sta'inu bis sabri was salah. That is the whole verse. If I feel short of breath, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sta'inu bis sabr, I stop there bis sabr. So what I do is I do waqf of the last word. The last word will become saqin bis sabr. But what I do is I don't read bis sabr and then I read wasala. So what I do is I go back to it again, either from amanusta'inu bis sabri wasala, or just read bis sabri wasala, because that is called iyada, repetition. So inshallah azawajal, let's go through these words and see what rule of waqf applies on these. So if we look at the first one, that rule, let me just take this up a bit more. G. So if we look at the first rule, yeah, let's read that. Now this is the circle is here, so this is end of an ayat. So what we do is, if this is the actual word is nasta'inu, but if it's end of an ayat, we stop here. So we do noon sakin, we make that into a sakin, and we read nasta'in, and we also do madde ariz, a temporary mad. Then you see the hamza has got a pesh yasha'u, but the ta, that is waqf mutlaq. So what we do is yasha. Okay, so if you can read after me as well, inshallah, we'll mention the waqf rule as well. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Nasta'inu, nasta'in. That's the end of an ayat. Yasha'u, yasha. That ta means waqf mutlaq. Next one, min qablu. So noon gunna and ba kala. And then when you want to stop, min qabl. So the qaf, ba, lam all join together. Qaf, ba, lam, zabar, qabl. Min qabl. That is jim, waqf jaiz. So you can stop here or you can carry on, it's up to you. Next one is the ayat again, it's got two zairs, shahrin. But when you want to stop here, you get rid of, you take the harakat away and you put a jazm on top of that. Shahr, shahr. Next one again The ta, waqf mutlaq, means that it's better to stop here, stop. So you take away the two harakats. The first one is shay'in, and if you want to stop, which you have to, better, shay. Yeah, ya is harufe leen. So this is waqf leen ariz. Madde leen ariz, sorry. Shay. Next one is waqf jaiz again. Qis, qis, and if you wish to stop, qis. Next one, you see the two harakat here, the two pesh. So instead of reading lahwun, so we stop, we read lahw. So the two harakat, they vanish. Lahw. Qadirun. Stop. Qadir. Okay. Waqf. Madde aris. Next one. Now remember, Ra is Sakin, the letter before is go as Zabar, so you need to read the Ra with the full mouth. Barqun. But if you wish to stop, Barq. Barq. So Qalqala there as well. Barq. The next one, Bihi. Jim means Waqf Jaiz. So we read Bih. Bih. Ba. Ha. Zir. Bih. Bih. Don't do a Qalqala here. Bih. That will be wrong. Bih. Ibadihi. Because we go at the end of an ayat, we read Ibadih. Next one. Bi amrihi. And because it's end of an ayat, we read Bi amrih. Now you've got the ulta page and end of an ayat. Normally it would be Rabbahu. But now what we're going to do is the ba will be joining with the ha because we're going to stop because of an ayat. Rabbah. Next one. Akhladahu. Akhlada. Next one. Mawazinuhu. Mawazinu. Next one. Alfafan. Now, if you look at all of these examples, these three boxes, inshallah, because there is two zabar and then an alif there as well. So what you do is you take off one zabar and leave it as one zabar, and then the alif will be there as an alif madda. Al-fa-fa. Ilman. Ilma. Nabiyan. Nabiyya. Now, this actual fact is a ha. If you put two dots on it, it becomes a ta. And then what we do is when we read it, how we read it is we pause it because it's waqf mutlaq. We join the ha, it becomes into an original ha. Quwwatan. When you stop, quwwah. Raqabatin. Raqabah. Jariyatun. Jariyah. Watawalla. See, khada zabar that because it's one, that represents an alif madda, so you have it normal, you read it normal. Watawalla. Same one again. Minal ula. When you want to stop, same. Minal ula. Next one. Fatarda. When you have to stop, same. Fatarda. Okay, next one. One haru. When you want to stop, one haru. Next one. Farghab. So ba is qalqala, you need to make it as qalqala. Farghab. Fahaddith. Fahaddith. So it's the same when you stop as well. Fiha, there's only one alif and there's and the zabar, then you have to read it normal. Fiha. Fiha. Tahtadu. Normal, even if you have to stop, you read the same. Tahtadu. Qawli. When you stop, same again. Qawli. Now the next examples that we see, are the examples here. Now can you see this noon? This is called noon kutni. So what happens is when you read it in wasl, in continuous reading, you will read it as khayranil. So this alif there, you only read the alif when you stop. So khayra, and then what you do is you put a alif zabar there. Al wasiyatu. Okay? Al wasiyatu. Now, what will define is how do we know that we have to put a zabar there? Is just look at the second after the sakin letter, whatever that is, the sakin, what is the second letter? So in this case, the sakin letter is the lam, the first letter is the waw, second letter, sorry. So the second letter is the waw. So what we do is we put a zabar on this lam to make this al. Same here. If you can see that if you stop here, Shiba. Why do we put a zabar on as-sama'u? Why can it not be is-sama'u or us-sama'u? It's because if you look at the second letter, the first one is the seen itself because it's mushaddad, and then the seen has got a harakat. So it's because a mushaddad letter is read twice. So now the seen will have, because it's got a zabar, it will be read again. Khayranil wasiyatu. And when you stop, khayra al wasiyatu. Here, shibanis sama'u. And when you stop, shiba as-sama'u. This one, munibi nidkhuluha. And when you want to stop, you read munib. And then you put a pesh on. Now can you see the dal is sakin. The next letter kha is got a pesh, so you put a pesh here as well. Udkhuluha mubini niqtulu. And when you want to stop, mubin uqtulu qadirun alladhi. القدير الذي خبير الذي. Let's read it again. خبير الذي. When you want to stop, خبير الذي. MashaAllah Azawajal. So Subhanallah, we've completed our lesson number 21 today as well, inshallah Azawajal. So again, if you've missed the lesson, the rules as well, you can go back to lesson 21 on YouTube channel and you can revise it again, inshallah Azawajal. Hope, mashallah, you've enjoyed this Madani Qaida lesson. Tomorrow we'll be going through, inshallah Azawajal, lesson number 22. Basically, we're going to go through the whole namaz, inshallah. So we've read the namaz as well. So please join me tomorrow, same time, and you can have a revision as well. But I will advise you to please, after this lesson as well, just sit back for about 5-10 minutes as well and open your Madani Qaida and just go through the lesson that we have done today, inshallah. If you find any mistakes or you need more help, then just go back to our YouTube page and you'll find the video there, inshallah. And tomorrow we'll be going through lesson number 21, and lesson number 21 is about waqf, where to stop in the Quran, how do you stop when the verse finishes, how to stop in the middle, and then what is noon qutni. Yeah, noon qutni, we're going to learn that as well tomorrow. So inshallah, remember, I'll see you tomorrow, same time.